What up? It's your boy Wall Street, the Ernie Johnson of YouTube NBA commentary, because that's just what I do. Shout out Ernie and the whole TNT crew, my people. Today I want to talk about the third overall pick in last summer's draft, the 2024 NBA draft, which the pick was made by the Houston Rockets, who are having a great season right now. Vying for one of the top playoff spots in the Western Conference. And the player that they selected third overall in the draft is Reed Sheppard out of the University of Kentucky. Also grew up in Kentucky, London, Kentucky, to be exact. He is 20 years old, and I believe both of his parents played basketball too. They might have both played at Kentucky. I know there's strong Kentucky ties. He's basically the NBA's Jack Harlow at this point with all the Kentucky ties, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about Reed Sheppard because a lot of people were saying that, obviously with the 2024 NBA draft, everyone was like, oh, there's not any talent here, yada, yada, whatever. It's all turning out that that's not really true. There's plenty of talent. It's really just come down to who's got the opportunity. And Reed Sheppard hasn't really gotten the opportunity. He's appeared in 30 games, but he's not getting a lot of minutes. They're not meaningful minutes. He's playing 11.6 minutes per game in those 30 appearances, taking about 4 shots per game in those appearances, and he's shooting 32% from the field, 28% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line, averaging 3.3 points per game. So not really what we expected, because if you guys remember and were watching the summer league, in July, he was averaging 20 points per game during the summer league and was, putting dudes on skates, was like really, really getting after it and playing really well. He was looking like the best pick of the draft, because Alex Sarr was not performing. Reed Sheppard was doing kind of, all right, wasn't really wowing people. So people were like, okay, Reed Sheppard's going to be that guy. Zach Edey was putting on quite a show too, but Reed Sheppard was like, they were like, this guy should have went number one. And, as of recently, he's recently been recalled from the G League, but a little bit before that, he got sent down to the G League. And boy, I tell you, this man's G League stint ended quicker than a knife fight in a phone booth. He played 3 games, averaged 30 plus points per game in those games. The first game he played against the Oklahoma City Blue, which is the G League, subsidiary of the Oklahoma City Thunder. In the first game, scored 49 points. So it's clear that he has, the talent. He just really needs the opportunity, and, with a team that's as deep as the Rockets, which they are probably, if not the deepest, one of the deepest teams in the league, he's just not going to get those reps. So I've heard a couple of, rumblings as well that, Jimmy Butler wants to get traded to the Rockets, among some other potential destinations. But, it would be super interesting to see, Jimmy Butler go to Houston and, maybe they send out Reed Sheppard. I think it's going to be hard to make that salary match, obviously, because Jimmy Butler's making like 5 times what Reed Sheppard's making. But that would be worth it, in my opinion, if you're Miami, right? Like, you get Reed Sheppard, the 3rd overall pick in the draft, and he's clear. Like I say, he's clearly got talent. He can play. He can shoot. I think him and Tyler Hero would play great with one another. And Reed Sheppard's a dog. He gets after it. He defends, does what he has to do. He really puts he puts his heart and soul into the game, and I appreciate that from a fan's perspective. Just, seeing a guy who's not the biggest dude on the court, he's not the strongest, doesn't jump the highest, and just getting after it and doing what you have to do to help your team win. That's very admirable. And, I gotta imagine that his confidence, hasn't been great throughout the season, thinking that he was going to come in and, really be in the running for Rookie of the Year, and he's not even in the running for, all-rookie second team. So, I'm wishing Reed the best. I hope he really can, get some decent playing time. I'm sure he's going to get tons of playing time towards the end of the season when the Rockets are resting their main guys. It's typically that last week of April, maybe like the last 2, maybe 3 games where, teams just kind of start their reserves and let them kind of, build up their stats so they have, a good feeling going into the offseason, especially if some of those, reserves are going to be free agents. It helps them, kind of boost their resume before they try to go out and sign another deal with the team. So, moral of the story in my rant here today is that I think Reed Sheppard is a really good player. And I think he's going to come alive, whether it's for the Rockets or it's for another team. He's going to have his day where he's going to be able to shine. And the fact that he goes down to the G League and drops, 49 points and then, gets called up, 3 games in the G League later, like, he's going to be good. He's going to be really good. He's just got to get into rhythm, and that's it, right? I think it would be crazy to call him a bad shooter right now just from the quick little, spurt that we've seen from him, because a lot of shooting, if you're a basketball player, you know this, a lot of shooting is rhythm. And, you could be, one of the best shooters in the world. It's going to be hard for you to knock down 5 threes in a row when you haven't, checked into the game, the whole time you're sitting on the bench. You're quite literally sitting in a chair for 40 minutes, an hour, and then they're like, okay, go clock in and make some threes. Like, that's hard. It's a really hard thing to do. So, I feel for Reed. I think he's going to, like I said, come alive and start hitting some shots. He's just got to find a rhythm. So he's going to find that rhythm, though. He's young. He's 20 years old. He's going to have his opportunity one day. It's just this rookie year is not going to be, one that's decorated with awards and things like that. He's going to have a slower rise to stardom. But he's a great player. He's got a lot of potential, and he's going to do a lot of great things in the NBA. I really do think that. So, it would be great to see him get some more opportunities somewhere else, because the Rockets clearly have, figured out what they got to do and are doing very well. That whole gang over there, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Amen Thompson, super impressed with Amen Thompson, Sengun, Steven Adams. Like, they have a really, really good and deep team there. So, Reed Sheppard, if you're listening, I wouldn't get down about not getting the playing time, because your team's good. If your team was bad and you weren't getting playing time, that'd be a problem, but your team's good. I think they have a real shot to make some noise in the playoffs this year. So, going to be very interesting to see the Rockets, go to head-to-head with some of the better teams in the West. Saw them play against the Grizzlies the other night. That was a crazy game. It's going to be an exciting playoff season, man. Just letting y'all know that now. But, don't forget about Reed Sheppard. He's gonna be, shooting the laces off the ball at some point soon here. Might not be this year, might not be next year, but it's coming. It's coming. So, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts about Reed Sheppard. Do you think he's going to bounce back? Do you think he has a lot of potential in the NBA? I want to know what you think. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate you doing both of those things. Helps me, helps the channel, and just brings us all together. So, without further ado, I'll let you guys get on to the next one. Catch you guys later. Stay safe. Handle business. Stand on business. That's what's up. Peace.